welcome back to a Right Nice Pint. James here with another review. We're back once again on the perfect draft system, and this time we are in the Netherlands. We've got a Hertog Jan in here. This would be my second keg of Hertog Jan. I did have it about 12 months ago. In fact, this week last year I got this machine, so it was one of the first kegs I got. So it's about a year since I had Hertog Jan. Can't really remember exactly what I thought of it at the time. However, we're going to delve more into this now and see how this compares against some of the other beers on the perfect draft system. This was sent to me by thebeergals.com, Ireland's perfect draft supplier, perfect draft machine and perfect draft keg supplier. In fact, I know they were doing deals on the Hertog Jan that were sort of short dated for September. For the end of September, there was really good deals on their on 3 kegs for, I think it was 90 euro or something like that. So quite good value. They might well have something up there right now. But according to the Beer Gals, to get the regular keg, not the short dated one, it's €41.35. There's a €5 deposit in the middle of that, so that you get that back when you return the keg, so all's good there. So it actually works out at $36.35 a keg, and they've done the calculations here. It's €3.30 a pint. And Hertog is a lager that comes in at 5.1% ABV from the Netherlands, a Pilsner which has been made with love for beer from soft water from the Eifel and carefully selected hops and malts. This makes Hertog Jan Pilsner a firm golden blonde beer with a nice dense head, a full flavour and a pleasantly bitter aftertaste. That's what the Beer Gals say on that. So looking forward to this. Just give you a little bit of history on this. So because it's on this machine, you may well have guessed that this is an AB InBev product. I think AB InBev took over Hertog Jan in 1995, in around that period. This is their signature beer, pretty much. I think they call it, on their website, they call this their business card. And they say on the website that it goes without saying that we select all ingredients that we use for brewing with the utmost care. Only the richest malt, the most beautiful hops and crystal clear water from the Eifel are good enough. Am I pronouncing that right? Am I saying it is Eifel, or is it Eifel or something? My geography, not fantastic, but I'm guessing it is Eifel. But anyway, thanks to those ingredients and of course the expertise of our brewers, the beer gets that beautiful golden colour and it forms a beautiful full head. It contains 5.1% alcohol and can be recognised by its rich taste and pleasantly bitter aftertaste. Drink it at 3 degrees Celsius, preferably, that's what it says there. This has brought the beer down to 3 degrees already, so we're halfway there. And then they say it tastes the best at 3 degrees, and if possible serve it in the Hertog Jan Pilsner glass. Well, I don't have that. I've got a standard one here. I don't know how it compares to Heineken in the Netherlands. I don't know do they drink more Hertog than Heineken over there? I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that. If you're from the Netherlands and you have a bit of inside information, maybe you can actually pass that to me. Because I know in Belgium, when you think of Belgian lagers, one of the first ones that comes to mind is Stella Artois. Would I be right? Stella Artois is the first one that comes to mind. Because Stella Artois is the most exported beer from Belgium. You see it's in every supermarket you go to and whatnot, but it's not the beer they drink in Belgium. It's not the lager they drink in Belgium. I think it's Jupiler is number 1 in Belgium, isn't it? Jupiler lager is the top selling lager in the country, not actually Stella Artois. So is that the same case in the Netherlands? What's the number 1 selling lager in the Netherlands? Is it Hertog? Is it Heineken? Is it Brand? I know they've got a few different ones over there. Obviously, they're not just 2 or 3, but there's a lot more over there. So if my Dutch friends can leave a comment on the video and let me know, that would be a great help. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into it then. This is Hertog Jan on the perfect draft system. I've got a rival skimmer here, but anyway, I hope they don't mind that. Right, I've rinsed the glass prior to bringing this over, so now I should have actually poured that a bit. I was a bit lazy with the triggering the tap there, so I am going to skim it. So if I did that a bit faster when I pulled down the tap, the head probably wouldn't have been as big as that, but I don't mind that. I don't mind it at all. I like the bigger heads on the beer. So let's get my camera so I can see what you're seeing. So right, I have got, and you heard them in the Beer Gal said it, and the Hertog Jan website both were on about how good the head was on this. I've got about 2.5 finger head on this. It is very fluffy, quite dense. To be honest, it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere too quickly, but we'll soon see. It looks fantastic. I'd like that. I like that head. Very foamy looking, pure white in color. It's like snow. It's like I've put snow on the top of this. So then, in terms of the color, we got a pale yellow color. Mild levels of carbonation, not too mad, but there is, you can see the bubbles rising through the glass there. There's no issue with that. On the nose, maybe a little bit grassy on the nose. You're certainly getting the malt, maybe a grainy kind of a malt kind of a aroma coming through there. Smells good. It's got that kind of, look at it, at the end of the day, lagers don't smell too far different from each other, to be honest. So let's dig in. Sláinte, guys. That is really good. I like that. I really do like that. That is a cracking lager on the perfect draft. And we always say that the perfect draft system seems to make beers better. It amplifies its flavor, or the quality is better on the beer. We've discovered that with certain beers in the system already on previous reviews. I haven't had Hertog out of a bottle, so I can't do that comparison. However, this is really, really good. So the lovely malty sweetness that you get, bang, straight away. Like, I wouldn't say there's a lovely malty sweetness, but I'd say if I was to compare it to Heineken, we'll just say Heineken here, because Heineken is the leader in the market. Heineken would have maybe a sweeter malt front on it than this. This is a little bit kind of more subtle, than the Heineken malty sweetness that you get. However, there's a lovely aftertaste to go with this. Slightly bitter, slightly dry aftertaste on this. It's nearly a little bit spicy at the end. Again, like I said, I was getting that kind of a grassy aroma. It is a bit floral, a bit leafy, maybe. When it's going down as well. So for me, it's really good. There's a lovely balance to this. So it's not overpowering with sweetness, but it's pleasant. It's probably just maybe the right amount of sweetness at the front. Nice, pleasant bitterness at the back. I'm using pleasant a lot, haven't I, in this review? I should maybe stop using the word pleasant here. Anyway, I'm trying to get the point across to you. So it's maybe not as malty sweet as Heineken, but that's not a bad thing. There's a bit more to this beer in comparison to maybe just Heineken, because it's from the same country as well. So lovely balance. There's a hint of a bitter hop at the back, but a lovely, like, there's nothing wrong with that. To me, I really enjoy that. It really balances the beer out really, really well. Carbonation wise, yeah, it's not overly carbonated. It's maybe a medium carbonation. Mouthfeel in terms of the the thickness, is it light? Is it medium? Look, it's a lager. There isn't usually much body to a lager, but let's see. It's a light to medium. It's in between. I'm not going to say this is not really watery, and it's not. We were doing the Oktoberfest beers that were. We did Oktoberfest recently. We did the Lauenbrau one, and the Lauenbrau one had quite a creamier texture when it was going down, smoother texture going down. This is not as full bodied as say the Lauenbrau Oktoberfest that we had. It is kind of in between your typical light lager, what I call a really light, nearly watery lager, and that Oktoberfest in terms of the body of the beer. It's kind of in between. I had that feeling that it's kind of in between. Certainly on my palate anyway. Maybe you have a different thought on that. So yeah, that's good. I ran 5k before I started this, so I'm really thirsty anyway. But that is killing it. That is killing the thirst. That is really, really nice. Look at my glass. It's the lacing going down the glass. The head is maintaining. It's still all right. It hasn't disappeared. It's still fairly okay. So overall, a good beer, really good lager. I can't really complain too much about this. At 5.1%, does it taste 5.1? I know you get, like my local bar, if I was to get something like a Heineken, it's 4.3% on draft. This is 5.1. This is nearly a full percentage point bigger. But for me, yeah, it doesn't really taste like the 5.1% is there. It tastes a little bit lighter than that. It passed for the 4.3, but there's a little bit of a kick to that in comparison to some of the other lagers you get when you're going out for a pint. But that is really, really good. So let's give this a rating then. Hertog Jan on the Perfect Draft system is getting a very solid, I can't do it with the hands. I keep doing this. 8.5 out of 10. It's 8.5 out of 10 on the Perfect Draft system. It, for me, on my taste, that is really nice. That's really, really good. However, for me on this system, so far, I've had Stella Artois on this, and I absolutely love Stella Artois on this. Lauenbrau is really good on this as well. I slightly prefer Lauenbrau to that, and then Stella Artois there's something about Stella Artois on this system, and I think when you pour Stella Artois, you do the steps that they recommend. We actually did a video on that if you want to check it out. If you have a Perfect Draft system and you have Stella Artois and you want to get the best out of it, then check out the video that I did on it, how to pour the perfect Stella Artois, because and that applies for most of the lagers on these systems as well. There's a certain step process when you go to mainland Europe, how they want the beer to be served. So go check that out. It may enhance your experience on how to pour those kind of beers. But I find that Stella is a bit better on this. Is probably my favorite lager on this system. For me, this is so far coming in off the top of my head, because I can't remember what ones I've done so far. It's probably third on the system in terms of lager for me, but that is solid as a rock. Some people it'd certainly be a household favorite for a lot of people, but yeah, for me it's probably third on the system in terms of lager. Quite good, quite solid. Certainly kicks the arse of a lot of other lagers that are out there. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the review, hit like, hit subscribe, share it, tell your friends. We'll get a live video on one of these weekends as well. Like I said there in one of the recent videos, I was off for a while off the channel because I had surgery, so a recovery. I couldn't have any beer, so I'm a little bit behind on stuff. So we're going to get a plan together. We're going to do some lives, and hopefully you enjoy hopefully you enjoy them, and hopefully you enjoy the channel, and thanks to everyone for all the feedback so far as well. Really do appreciate it. So that's it from me, James here at A Right Nice Pint. We'll see you soon. Good night.